Hello, dear friends. Hello, dear friends. I'm very happy to welcome all of you today at our first opening stream. We are entering 2026 together. Well, we start and we have some technical issues, but we resolve them immediately, which means that we can resolve any problem. Today, we are going to talk about what we did last year. And we are going to make some plans for the next year, for 2026. For sure, we will communicate with the leaders who used to be most active, who participated in our most important events. I hope that this meeting today will be useful to our to those who are with us for a long time, to our activists, as well as for those who are here for the first time to get to know what Ecopulse is about. Dear friends, if you have not chosen your channel, your language, please feel free to choose. We have international streams. We have a team of interpreters who help us to share our ecological culture and information in different languages, uniting our international community with same values, same understanding. So we thank them for that. So Ecopulse, and from 2025 to 2026, now this is the time of transition. And of course, we would like to talk about how we changed the world together in 2025, which results we have reached, and of course, to talk about what kind of plans we prepare for 2026, which projects you can join, which opportunities our team is preparing for you to feel easier, for you to feel more interested, and so that you would work more efficiently in the country, in the city where you live. Namely, for that reason, we have a team of Ecopulse. At this slide, you see all our small team, which will talk about what we have prepared for you. My name is Daria Akhverdyans. I have here Nuria Inutina, our coordinator. Many of you know her, and if you do not know, I hope you will definitely get to know her so that to get assistance, to get support for implementation of your own project. Our community manager, Artur Oganisyan, a person who in all our 16 regional charts is always connected, providing for up-to-date information for you about what's happening. He explains everything to the newcomers, and actually, Artur is the main person in our program. He will talk about the project we have prepared in order to make your activity, your ecological activity, even more pleasant. And what can be better than the feeling of satisfaction that you get when you make your small steps every day, and all together they will bring to big changes because they change the culture, the thinking of people around you. So we have invented something else. Also, we also have leaders, regional activists from different countries here with us today. And I would like everyone who also feels that he or she is part of EcoPulse team to write in the chat which country he or she is from which region, to give a plus if you feel that you are part of EcoPulse team. Please let us know in the chat. We're really pleased to see these places, these countries, these cities, your names. And it would be also interesting to know who is for the first time here with us. If you are for the first time at our international stream, please write one in the chat. Those who are for the first time at our stream, give me one in the chat. Jack Sparrow, welcome. Of course, for those who join us for the first time, we'll try to speak in more detail about what we used to do and what we are going to do. I hope that it will impress you and you will join our big international team. And it's really big. After the previous year, 2,000 people participated in our events, starting from volunteering up to leadership in organization and arranging own events. We are all united by the same mission in this big international community. I would like to remind you about our mission. So, dear friends, the mission of Ecopulse is that we are not only concerned about the condition of environment and each of us is ready to do something in order to improve the situation, to prevent deterioration of the situation. We're here to create an international community of people who are united by the idea of ecology as the norm of life, meaning ecological way of life, ecological thinking. For us, that is base. And around us, we unite the same people. Thus, we bring ecological culture, engaging more and more of new participants. Our final goal is that all people in the world should have such a level of basic ecological culture and ecological thinking so that technogenic disasters or irrational usage of resources or uncontrolled cutting of trees or contamination of oceans would be just impossible because this contradicts the very principles of how people live every day, on how people arrange their business, on how people act as professionals. That is what ecology is a way of life. That is, no matter what you do, you always think about the consequences and you try your best to minimize, to prevent from negative things, and if possible, to make some improvements. For each person in our community, we create opportunities in order to implement this ecological responsibility. Opportunities are different, starting from volunteering, participating in different actions, or just training during our streams with experts, up to true leadership, organization of own events. Now we work in main formats that you can see at the slide. These formats within 2 years of existence of the project became quite stable. That is international multi-language streams with experts and activists from different countries. For those who are for the first time here, I will tell you that at our website and our social networks, you can find recordings of these streams dedicated to organization of cleanups, organization of other ecological events like swaps. We have also recorded a wonderful stream, prepared a leaflet with recommendations about birding or bird watching. Each stream of this kind is a source of knowledge and life hacks on how to arrange ecological events, uh, on ecological education for those who want to deal with this, and naturally, just to share some basic knowledge from these streams. Such streams we arrange at international level like today, and these streams are arranged by our leaders with regional experts for their regional audience in different countries. This format, education, which of course is mostly directly directed to working with adults, we also engage ecological lessons. And these can also be arranged in international format and will share information about one of those. It can be in a regional format, it can be offline as well as online. I hope that many of you are here from social networks, so where you see that we try our best to arrange educational content which would be simple, understandable, viral, which you can share with your friends in order to engage them in ecological agenda, in ecological way of life. And I have also mentioned that we actively develop methodological recommendations for those who organize ecological events in order to arrange like eco lessons, cleanup, or swap or collection of garbage so that it would be easy for you, understandable, and you would be able to do it immediately, even if you do it for the first time, and you would be able to get good results and get as many good emotions as possible. Our main formats for today are cleanups, planting trees, and almost all this year will be dedicated to that, and we'll start with a stream in February, eco lessons, lectures, master classes, actions on reasonable consumption. All that is done by our activists all over the world, being supported by central team of Ecopulse as well as participants, colleagues from other countries. I also would like to add that last Saturday, the project Ecopulse celebrated 2 years. I will be happy and grateful if you congratulate us with some, I don't know, cakes, hearts, or something like this in the chat. This project is truly nice and kind. It's so great that it lives for 2 years already. We have finalized this, and the figures are impressive, but it's going to be even more. Within these 2 years, we managed a lot. And now let's discuss the year that has passed and we spent this year together with many of you. Which results we have managed to reach? Friends, I see your cakes and congratulations. Thank you so much. That is also your holiday because you are part of this project. 22 countries were engaged in our project. Vast geography, which covered 4 continents. And many people got engaged into different formats. We have arranged more than 80 events together. Among those, there were small local actions, eco lessons, master classes, swaps, as well as big regional actions, which we are going to talk about. And we will also ask leaders responsible for those to share their impressions and experience. And of course, there were international, global, planetary projects. The first one is our boldest step this year. For the first time, we started international format. That was the day of Unified Actions Global Cleanup Days. People from different countries, more than 300 participants from 19 countries, at the same day cleaned city and natural territories. There was incredible feeling of unity when we saw people sending pictures from different time zones. They sent videos. And of course, this action had streams in order to help them to get prepared. And there were methodological recommendations developed for arranging of a global cleanup day. After this one day, there was a 3 months challenge. And within this challenge, many of you were organizers of the event, not only participants. Many people for the first time joined Ecopulse and participated in cleanups and or other events which our leaders arranged in different parts of our planet. Three educational streams, and we were talking about format of creative and nice cleanups, not just cleaning, but cleaning with some sense to create a community. Swap events on exchanging clothes items which are good but unnecessary for one person but desirable for others. A great hobby, bird watching. We also discussed this hobby, and many people discovered these observing birds as a form of ecological enrichment of their culture. As to regional formats, big regional events which we arranged this year, well, number one I would like to tell you about is our planting of trees in Kyrgyzstan. And I hope that our regional leader is here. Nuria, please confirm. Yes. Uh, dear friends, well, actually, this was not the only event that we had in Kyrgyzstan. We also cleaned a mound from letters, and we have also planted trees not far from that mountain. I would like to ask Patila to share her experience. She's our leader in Kyrgyzstan. Patila, hello. I really would like to ask, how are these trees now? Whether people take care of those and which are the plans on development of this region? Please share. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. I would like to welcome all the activists who care about the environment. Today, it is very important that we start correctly using natural resources. If we do not start today, tomorrow it will be too late. We have planted trees, and as Suleiman Mount is on the sun part, it was very hot there last year. That is why we arranged watering of these trees. You know, our state structures can permit to plant, but well, actually, later they do not care whether this tree is going to grow or not. It is just like that. Even though they have some special professionals from working structures who are expected to plant these trees, but they didn't do that. So we have bought the hoses as required and separately paid wages to these people so that in their free time they would be able to water our trees. So till autumn, almost every 2 weeks, we visited Suleiman Mount and we visited our trees. By the end of summer, our trees got green, and where our trees were planted, grass was always burnt there. It was yellow because we planted trees. Next to those, there were plants and grass, and all that was green. This spot where we planted trees got really green. and our trees also worked well. And hopefully, this spring we'll see our trees developing further. This will be a different picture. And with the whole team who participated in planting of trees, we always visited and we were worried about the trees and we took care about those. And we hope we uh, preserved our harvest, so to speak.
Priscilla, thank you very much. It looks like that you planted those trees, you provided for their irrigation, and at the end of the day, you are restoring the whole ecosystem. It's the grass and everything. Yes, everything was different before. Everything became greener, and the old trees which have been there, they actually grew very significantly. Thank you very much. Thank you to the whole team that participated in this whole process. Thank you for doing what you are doing. Look for new places to plant trees in the new green year. I think that we need to go on with this tradition. We need to green the territories where it's needed. Yes, I would like to use this opportunity to say all the activists from Kyrgyzstan and from all over the world when it comes to people who are not indifferent to this planet. Thank you very much. Let us continue this mission. Let us do even more of what we have been doing. Such kind words. Thank you. We shall do exactly that. Nuria, could you tell me, Butaming is back or not? I would like to get back to our global day and like to accentuate the region of Vietnam in this particular case to say thank you to Ming for her participation in this campaign and to find out what challenges she actually faced, or maybe she did not face any challenges uniting the Vietnamese people. Yes, she should be online. Yeah, the presentation is on the Global Day of Cleanliness. Is it there? Yes, it's there. Min, could you please join us? You can switch on the mic. Good day, dear friends. I would like to say thank you. I would like to welcome you all from Vietnam. We have been activists for a long time. We have been doing professionally lots of different things, but we are very concerned about ecology. Our country is very diverse. We have different weather, and in different parts, things are different. The landscape is different in different parts of the country. And when we're united by this idea of taking care of the environment, we get united very fast. When we heard about Ecopulse, we disseminated this information very fast among our activists. I live in Hanoi, and I do my best to transfer this idea to my friends, to my neighbors. Hanoi is a very clean city, so we are collecting the garbage And it's not that easy. We are going through the streets for a very long time and we cannot find any garbage or trash. But if you go further to some seaside territories, there is much more trash there and there is more work there. In these regions, there is a greater need about how you should preserve nature. And using our chats, the internal Vietnamese chat, we can do that. We do it very actively. We inform our teams very fast. We have stage by stage work among our activists. So we get down to work very fast. That's it. Thank you very much. Well, it feels like we need to plan an expedition to a seaside areas to organize a serious cleanliness procedure. So Hanoi is lucky enough that it's very clean and eco-friendly. We need to apply our efforts where it's needed. I would like to move on to the next regional project. I think that these holiday cleaning procedures might not be that interesting, but we had this process in Balashikha, and it was a part of a challenge. Together with our colleagues from different environmental organizations, we united our efforts. I guess that this is most important. What is basically special about this event? Collaboration of several projects. That's very special. So we organized a very good event with great results. We removed a lot of trash. We saw lots of participants joining us. Each one of them was excited about making the nature of their land cleaner. And they were excited because they got to know like-minded people. They received presents from from the partners, which is very important during such campaigns because other businesses have to join in, and of course, the local government has to also participate as partners. This was not just a volunteering act, this was a collaboration. And this is the format that we would like to have all across the globe because the entrepreneurs, experts, and conscious people, government, all of them have to participate in solving this task that lies ahead of us. Next, I would like to speak about children, about environmental lessons. One of such lessons was taking place online on video. We were invited by the leader of Ghana, Prince Adams, and Prince. Hi, hey there. I would like to know a little bit about why you actually decided to pick this audience, this format, the children, working with children. What's the complication of working with kids? Or maybe it's actually much easier to work with kids, who knows? So, could you share your opinion and your impressions on working with kids, with school children?
Okay, good afternoon from Ghana. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, everything is great.
Okay, beautiful. Nice to see you. Lovely people. Daria, Nuria, etc. Well, one of the main reasons why I decided to take advantage of the kids is very simple. Um, Like the saying goes, when a stick is fresh, it's easy for you to bend it. But when it's dry, the only thing you can succeed in doing is breaking it. And when it's broken, fixing it also has to come with a lot of scars and all that. So I find it easy to communicate to the children, and then it's easy to shape their mind, reshape their mind, and give them a better understanding of how the future looks like, even though they are the future. And so in doing so, it's also easy for you to send a message to the parents through the children, because the children can correct their parents in a very simple way, and it's easy for the parents to appreciate the fact that their children are learning something new, and it's so exciting. And so, and having worked with children for more than 20 years, teaching in different parts of my community, in schools and in our local churches, I realized children are essential tools you can use to be able to communicate your message effectively. And by doing so, you also make it so exciting in a competitive way, where children will want to challenge one another in wanting to become the best. And these are some of the reasons that motivated me to realize, hey, when we started our project, community and school cleaning campaign, we realized it's important we adopt the kids, and through them we can send our message across. And amazingly, now the children have adopted this understanding, planting trees in different schools, where schools are also now beginning to call us. Because sometimes some of the kids would say, we learned, you've gone to this school, you've planted trees, you've done this, why can't you come to our school? Can you please come to our school? Yes, but of course, we realize also now that the demand is increasing, it's only that the funding is becoming less. However, we are committed, and this year we want to do something beautiful. And working with the authorities, what we've realized is that we can change a dumping site in a particular community where it has become an eyesore, yet nobody is able to do anything about it. And so we have decided to adopt a particular dumping site. Of course, we have two, but we want to start with one. And we've been able to write to the local authorities, and they have given us the permit to go ahead and clear that site. And we believe we can convert it into an eco garden, where children can go in the evening, in the morning, in the afternoon to read, because the idea is to be able to build a kind of solar light, trees, sitting position where kids can take advantage, and there are books they will want to come and read and all that. And in doing so, we are sending a message that if you can keep your environment clean, then it simply means knowledge will increase in a particular community. So just giving you some of the reasons why we decided to use the kids, and it's really yielding a positive result for us. So nature is life, and I believe in nature, and we are the agent of change. If we don't do it, who will do it? But if we do it today, we can create a mindset in the next generation to be able to run with this understanding, and our world will become greener and greener and greener. Right about now, I'm enjoying fresh, beautiful air under a particular neem tree. As you can see, nature is life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince. That's so inspiring indeed. Indeed, children are the future, and the way we form their mindset, their culture, will influence the way our tomorrow will be. We have another activist, one leader who has been working with kids a lot. Not only kids, of course, with the grown ups as well, with everyone she can get to. Maribran, Maribran Torres from Venezuela. This year, she hosted a series of campaigns to clean the rivers, and this is something should give birth to a documentary about how Venezuelan people should actually take care of their own rivers. And I would like to invite Meribran to find out how the movie thing is going on, so how the documentary is being filmed, and when will we see it? Good day, everyone. Good day, dear friends. Good day, dear Ecopulse friends. The film is already made. Thanks God we managed to finish it. It's going to be a short movie, but everything is ready. I really hope that we will manage to screen this movie very soon. And I think that it will be possible in a week. We are really glad that we managed to finish this work. Everything was successful indeed. Everything went on without any problems. We managed to contact experts who helped us to develop this project. What I expect now is I hope that this movie will meet the expectations of those who like such films, that people will see it as something positive on a global level. We're going to publish it across all the social media. Thank you very much, Mary Brandt. Yes, that's something we're going to do in our team to make sure that we translate it into different languages for it to see international audiences, for people to get inspired by the example of Venezuela. And I think that it's high time for us to move from the results of the last year to something new, to what we are going to be doing. I've been speaking about the formats that we have been using before, and we are going to continue on. But I would like to speak about something new right now, about something that we are going to accentuate the next year. And I give floor to Nuria, who will tell us about the Green 2026. Hi to everyone. It's my pleasure to see you all here, to hear you. The new 2026 is dedicated to our nature. We called it the Green Year. This year, we would like to focus on how to preserve the forests, how to restore them, how to plant trees, how to clean the nature from trash and garbage, and of course, to try some new formats to preserve nature. You can always suggest some new formats, some new campaigns, some events, something which would comply to this topic of preserving the nature and environment in general. What else are we going to be doing within this concept? We are going to host international broadcasts. So right now it's the broadcast today. We have people from different countries. We have interpreters here. Same broadcasts are going to be hosted each month, dedicated to different topics. In February, we'll be speaking about the planting of the trees, about greening the territories. And in March, a broadcast dedicated to the International Women's Day, dedicated to the women who take care of ecology. We have lots of activists in Ecopulse, female activists, and we are going to invite women from other ecological projects from across the globe. If you know such people, if you know such women, please invite them, or you can give us their contact details. So, how can you participate in such international broadcasts? First of all, you can come just the way you came today. You can listen, you can get inspired. Maybe then you are going to tell your friends from your regions, from your country, about the info that you've learned. Maybe you can share it through your social media. You can offer the subjects, the topics of our broadcasts. Maybe you are going to come up with something interesting that we never came up with, and we are going to work with it. You can also help us to find new speakers, interesting speakers, send us the contact details of these people, or maybe give our contact details to them. And of course, you can become speaker yourself, sharing your own experience in hosting such environmental projects, campaigns, etc. This will help you is the development of speaker skills, popularity, etc. And of course, after the broadcast, we publish various checklists, various hints and tips and suggestions how to help other activists to host such events. For example, the weekend cleaning campaign. So if you never did something like this, we have special documents to describe how you can do this. In this year, we are going to host ecological lessons. You can do it in different formats. They can be offline. Let's say you find a school in your region which agrees to become a co-organizer, and they agree that you host an eco lesson for the kids. You find out what the kids are interested in this class, in this school, together with you. We develop a presentation. We develop materials for this. And you host this environmental lesson. Also, those things could be online. We had this lesson in Ghana. Daria was in Russia. She used Zoom to be online, and she told the kids from Ghana about modern ecological projects. This was very interesting. This wasn't just new information, it was the union of different countries. That was good. You can also help us to organize such an event for the kids of your own country. How can you do this? Right now in the chat, you will see the link to a survey. You can fill it in. At the end of this broadcast, you will see a QR code leading to the same survey. Everything is simple. You just put your name, your country, your contact details, and tell about the format of the cooperation that you're interested in. For example, you might say that you would like to be a speaker during broadcasts. You might say that you would like to host environmental lessons and many other things. Also, we are going to have international global campaigns, just like Daria told you. We had this day of cleanliness. We will have the same format in June. We will have a challenge of ecological tasks and environmental habits. You can learn about this all if you subscribe to our social media or you join our chats, and you shall follow all the announcements. When we're going to launch these challenges, you will need to follow the news, you will need to fulfill the tasks and tell about it on your social media. Everything is simple, everything is gamified, everything is done to involve people. So we don't want to be too serious about everything. We want to be playful about doing something useful as well. And this year, we have an idea to create an eco podcast. It's going to be called Ecopulse Planet. These are going to be videos, interviews on the leaders, filming eco events in different countries. We're planning the filming in Asia, and you can also participate in this. You can suggest various topics for the filming, some places. You can speak about ecological leaders you can interview. It's it could be someone else, not just EcoPulse people, some other EcoPulse environmental organizations. You can help with filming, with editing, etc. You can speak about it on your social media. And in this survey, you can actually put a tick that you would like to participate in our environmental podcast, Eco Podcast, and we are going to discuss it together. And of course, as Daria has said, we have different formats. Both the ones that I mentioned, we also have the regional broadcasts when you don't have too many interpreters. It's done for the country, one single country, when an expert speaks for their own audience. Also, we can have cleaning procedure. You can always do this. You can send the photos and other info in the chat. We will express our gratitude to you. So, and it's going to motivate other people to actually do some cleaning procedures and make the planet cleaner. Also, we can have different other formats, planting trees, exchanging things, hosting masterclass to sort garbage, etc. But in order to make sure that we make it systematic, that it should be more productive, more active, we came up with this format, the accelerator. And it's Artur who's going to tell us about it right now. Yes, dear friends, I would like to say hello to all of you. It's my pleasure to see you all. Thank you for the reactions, for the comments. As it always happens with us, we host events that you can participate in. And we thought of making the next step. This time, we are looking forward to achieving a better result for the planet, to preserve nature. Because what we have been doing is receiving its response. But the great contribution can be done only if you do it systematically, only if you involve people and become environmental leader. And we came up with an idea how to make it so, to make sure that a person feels greater comfort when they receive information, to make sure that it's pleasant, that it's gamified. We had a survey among our leaders. We took counsel with our other organizations, with leaders, how to make it so that this format should be as comfortable as possible, as as efficient as possible, to make sure that people become environmental leaders. What we came to was the system. There are 8 stages here. A person can just subscribe to us, they can join the chat, they can be a regular participant who is signed up. They can get involved more and more, and then most interesting things start happening. And I have a question right now, so let me speak it out first. Let me talk about the levels that we highlighted. And then I'm going to ask a question. So first is the somebody who is subscribed to our social media, then the somebody who is subscribed to our chats, then the volunteer participant, next volunteer assistant, then initiator of events. Sixth level is organizer. Level 7, environmental leader. Level 8, the region strategist. And I have a question to you. Who is the person that you see yourself as? On what stage are you? I decided not to reveal the essence of each level in details. So you can just read out the name and decide on who you are. In the comments, write from 1 to 8. Once again, let me reiterate the community subscriber.
So I repeat, a community subscriber, volunteer participant, chart participant, organizer, initiator, leader, or the region strategist. The answers are already here. Like Nakul says that she finds that she's a leader, and that is really nice to see. Elena says that she wants to become organizer, leader, or the region strategist. Now a leader of the region. It's really great. Well, now I will start talking about these aspects in more detail. Uh, Thank you. Thank you. That is a good explanation because strategist is level 8. This is maximum systematic inclusion. In order to be at the next level, it's quite simple. One should get information, look through this information, and we will share a lot of different training materials. Well, like maximum efficiently structured material about the most useful topics at each level. You will have to look through this, perform some quests, and then you will get another status. You will get this information about new tasks in the new status. Yes, it's quite easy. And in order for it to be more fun and more interesting, all over the way, all the way will be, you will get different kind of diplomas, achievements. We will send some merch as one performs. We will share a lot of useful contacts, a lot of materials which will be useful at different stages, samples for billboards, checklists with the tasks which you can use immediately. And now I will tell you about the stages, about these levels. The first 3 levels, they are for those who just start, people who have just joined us. And here we are talking about a minimal participation. Just a second. Well, we have some misprint here. The first level, I think instead of this slide, we can switch on slide 22. And the first 3 levels. So a person subscribes to our social networks, reaching this level. We will inform in social networks about accelerator, about the fact that this accelerator is here, that one can perform tasks, and we will further engage people into chats as there are some discussions already. There is some activity, some communication between participants. And we have just divided these 2 points for the reason that there is also the level of engagement. And at the second level, a person receives a sticker pack from Ecopulse brand, and many of you already has this. Level 3, when a person starts visiting events, a person is not an organizer, a person is not an initiator, but a person can just get connected online and listen to what we talk. A person can come to some cleanup and help with the cleaning, like if this is a cleanup for cleaning waste and garbage, a person will join in this activity. And at every stage, 5 people are there, and we will inform the person, express gratitude, uh, send different pictures, like you have reached a new level and you can perform next task. And the next slide. Next slides will be about better engagement, about what we want to happen, so that people would become generators of events, generators of actions, which result in cleanness and beauty of the planet. Level 4, so that it would be easier to get to know, to get engaged. Well, one can start with the point that a person just comes to some event and helps an organizer and helps with organizing, like meet people, distribute some items required for the process, or engage more people into the event to invite somebody else. That is like interaction, dialogue with organizers of event. And a person is not just a participant, but a person is engaged into the process. Having been engaged into the process, after this, we send you information about new status, and the person shifts to the next level. Next level is initiator, and this is a very important thing. As long as initiative is something we want to identify with people and we want to help them to reveal their thoughts and ideas, we have it. So, so it's not that we want to dictate what we see would be a better option. An idea should be born inside a person. A person should feel that he or she is willing to do something for the world. And at this stage, it's very important to hear a person and to help. And we arranged this system so that to help as much as possible. There will be an instruction on how to address, where to address. We will listen to people. We'll think together about how we can better implement this idea. And at stage 5, the person is already an organizer. At level 5, a person is an organizer, thus trying to bring his or her ideas into life. Also, there are some quantitative indicators which start with a level 5 initiator. That means that one should have 3 events. So these events can be different. It can be swaps, cleanups, lectures to be arranged by this person. It can be a festival. In training materials, there will be a separate video on how to arrange different kind of events, how to make a cleanup, how to arrange a swap. So there will be a good explanation about this. And if there is no chat in this region, a person who wants to become an initiator but doesn't have a chat, at this point we create a chat and try to engage people there in order to have a team, which will be needed at the steps to follow. Another level, sixth level, organizer. Here it is important for a person not only to arrange different kind of events, but to do it on a more systematic basis to understand how it works, how it is arranged, who is in our team, what kind of partners we have. One of the quests will be like to engage two more partners to expand the chat plus 15 new participants to arrange 5 events to find and engage 2 assistants who would also start being engaged into the process. So one can engage people from our chats. At level 7, tasks will be even more complicated. They are also quantitative because while reaching this level, one becomes leader, and at this point, there is a right to submit for internal grant of Ecopulse up to 100,000 rubles. Here, one should arrange the active game of 5 activists, arrange 5 events per quarter, 15 participants at least in each, make it so that you are quoted in local mass media, expand the chat, increase the number of subscribers, and make a base out of 5 or more local partners. And there also letters of gratitude will be required. How it is arranged? Well, this will be explained in detail, and at that point, when a person is a leader, a person already has some experience from our accelerator. And there will be more detailed, more interesting material about how to make file in community, how to arrange festivals, how to manage projects, how to apply for different grants. Of course, the highest level is a strategist of the region. And here a person becomes really engaged in ecological processes, maybe belonging to some public committees. A person is recognizable by partners, by people from different NGOs, from for people, for other ecologists. In order to become a regional strategist, one should prepare and train a new leader, reach sustainable growth, and reach the level of regular cooperation with local administration as well as with partners. The video will also provide a detailed description. There will be training videos provided. And after this stage, a person becomes true eco hero. Then there are also additional roles which one can get, well, not necessarily going through some obligatory stages. In order to become a grant project coordinator, one has to become a leader and receive a grant. Here, One can say that people who can create their projects and who will find our support that is truly available. And it's really great that we have this project with Mari Brown, that we are making a documentary movie and we want to have more projects. Arthur, and please get back to the previous slide. I would like to provide some explanation as to grants. This year, we change approach to financing of regional projects. I think that our leaders know that we financially support, when possible, some regional initiatives. And once we just tested this format last year, when a regional leader develops his or her project, describing the time frames, the budget, some calendar action plan, and expected result. Well, this year we plan to have several sessions for the grant competition. There will be micro grants for implementation of your ideas. We will announce the start of this competition, and most likely the nearest announcement will be at the end of February. Through special forms, you will be able to apply, and our internal commission of experts will assess the most prospective ideas and will allocate finances to these projects from the fund of this contest. And will do like this once in 6 months or once in a quarter, possibly. Our leaders will be assisted by materials on social design, which will help if one didn't have such experience before, and they will help to make project plan, project goal, to identify target audience, partners, API, and many other things which should be considered while a big idea is implemented. The strongest projects will get financing. That is what I wanted to add. And Artur says that this opportunity is open for all participants who got the status of leader, who already has experience of own events, who has audience, who has team which can support this project implementation. All this will be competitive advantage. Artur, thank you. Yes, and I'm about to finish. There will be additional roles. Well, actually, all this accelerator one can consider not only as a participant. Well, the accelerator will help you when you are at levels from organizer and above, that you can engage other people into this accelerator and it will help you making your team. And you can consider this accelerator like this, as organizer, as a leader, which offers participation in this accelerator. And there are also additional roles here. If people take these roles, they will also contribute to success. Identify photographer, meetings organization, SMM volunteer here at the slide. Those who are responsible for social networks, we have people from 3 countries for now reacted to this: Belarus, Nigeria, and Venezuela. We would like to have more reactions. Well, people say that they want to have to be responsible for social networks. Great, we have SMM specialists. We started this research together. And thus, we also help to make social networks in a good way, considering all the trends, considering the style it is arranged in modern world. An ambassador is the role which a person can get, well, a status of achievement if this person has a public way of life, talking about an Ecopulse. This is kind of achievement which will be unblocked, as well as the role this person receives, ambassador. Well, please write whether everything is clear, and if you have any questions, feel free to write, and I give the floor to Nuria. We're really waiting for your feedback. Give us pluses or hearts or some other smiley, whether everything is clear. If you have some question, feel free to write your question so that we would be able to answer your question. I see your smileys, comments that you like everything. Well, if something is not clear, don't be afraid to ask. Nuria, while we are waiting for questions, I would like to say about our accelerators. The roles in the accelerator, especially these additional tracks which were mentioned by Artur, they do not exclude each other. An SMM volunteer can be event organizers. When you arrange events, you can also be responsible for social networks if you have such a resource. It's really great. It's wonderful when the team is growing and some roles are taken by new and new participants. For each of you, movement by this accelerator will also be not only useful for nature, but also this will be development of your soft skills. Everything related to project management, everything related to projects management in ecological sphere can be transferred to your professional activity, to your business. Everything related to working with people works in the same way everywhere. So our educational program would be useful for everyone. I see the first question, a question related to the um, movement by levels, whether there are some specific time frame for these level achievements. There are no limitations and there is no liability to shift from one level to another one. Well, I think that it can motivate someone. Then you can make your own timer. I think we understand that volunteering is not main activity, and once you disconnect from this game due to some personal circumstances, nobody will be offended, and we will really be glad to see you back and continue the way you have started. Or you can just understand that you are comfortable at being organizer at level 6 and from time to time to arrange some events, and you do not want to be the leader of the region. This is also all right. So everyone has his or her own wishes, motivations, and tasks. I even would like to say that if you just feel like to be a volunteer participant of streams and help to clean garbage, for instance, with your own hands, arrange some actions, or if you just sort out wastes at home and submit those for recycling, this will also be sufficient level of participation, and that is also sufficient for us and for the planet. Accelerator is created not to make you progress. It is created in order to help those who feel the need in this movement. Every role which is here is important. Of course, organizer cannot do without volunteers, and the volunteers really feel hard without organizers. Neither volunteer nor organizer can be without SMM specialist who would take information from the organizer and bring it home to volunteer. So all the roles are important in this chain. We were just thinking about at which stage and which information can be useful and how we can help and encourage you for your contribution. And I would like to remind you that number one, we have social networks and the chat, and you can join this chat. And also in red, you have a poll which you can fill in to mention what is interesting for you. Accelerator, ecological lessons, participation in international streams. You can choose several options immediately. Just mark whatever is interesting for you. If you have not found the proper option, but you want to help this world somehow, help planet, help ecology, you can mark a point. I want to be a volunteer, or I would like to offer something uh, which I personally invented. So we'll get back to you and think how you can help. Artur, please share the link to the poll, to the Zoom chat, and also we will share this in our Telegram chat after the stream. So, dear friends, we have reached 1 hour and a half. Our streams are always quite long, and I'm happy that you are with us. So I would like to attract your attention to the slide again. Please, if you are not subscribed to some of our information channels convenient for you, like Telegram, Instagram, which which usage is limited in Russia, well, you can also use Contactive and planetary social networks, international social networks, or regional ones. You can find those even through our website. And please fill in the poll, the QR code indicated in red in order to show your intention to be with us in 2026, to plant trees, to clean up waste, to educate ecological culture for people around us with the adults and children. Please join us. Let's have the green year together. I would like to thank everyone for your attention, for your time, and I do hope that it will be not once that we meet again at these streams at and at the events as well. Thank you. See you again.